let's talk about work and talent and how they play off one another. I'm curious your thoughts.
That's a great question. I mean, the process for me, and jump in here, Chase, and tell me your process as we're going, of over years and years was of trying to write, was I would write something and it was self-conscious. It was ego driven. It was phony. It didn't seem real. It didn't have any, it didn't have any energy. And for years and years, I was just thinking, why can't I break through to what at some level where this starts to have some energy and starts to work? And I think that in a way, like they say in Zen, like in Zen and the art of archery, that there sort of comes, you try, and finally you sort of give up. Like in that book, Eugen Herrigel's book, Zen and the Art of Archery, the deal was he could never, drawing the bow, he was so self-conscious, he'd always let it go too soon, let the arrow go too soon, or hang on to it too long. And his teacher in Japan was telling him, just let the arrow go by itself. Let it go, but how do you do that, right? How do you not try so hard? And I think a lot of the payoff of work is if you just work and you work and you work and you work so hard, finally one day you just sort of give up, and in the form of being a writer, it's like you say to yourself, I'm going to stop trying to write like Hemingway. I'm going to stop trying to write like Fitzgerald. I'm going to stop trying to do what I think I'm supposed, and I'm just going to write my crap that I would do, and suddenly you find, wow, this is pretty good. This actually sounds like me in a way, or this is falling into an area that I love. So I think in a lot of ways, work takes you to the place where you sort of give up. At least this is my experience, and you just finally start singing in your own voice. It is a kind of mysterious process. How did Harrigal learn to let go of the arrow at the right point? But without that work, you're never going to get there. So there's two sort of payoffs for work. One is you little by little you learn your craft. All right, little by little, you actually do get better. But also, and I'm a big believer, as you know, in the muse and in goddesses and in this other dimension. And I think that they are watching us, the goddesses up there. And finally, when they've seen we've worked for 25 years, they say, all right, I'm going to give this guy a break. He's done enough. And then they let us have it. And it does become, to use a Christian term, it's like grace in a way. Suddenly, for no real reason at all, we're okay. We can finally do it.
I'm going to quote Yoda: "Do or do not, there is no try."
Yeah, yeah, it's
And
true.
so
But that's misleading because it sort of says,
that's fair.
it sort of
Fair
says,
to say.
if I'm the guy that's trying, if I'm Luke Skywalker trying to raise the X-wing, you know, he says, "Okay, do or do, well, okay, I'm trying to do it." Um, I think you do have to try, 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 and finally you can get to a level where it's easy and the X-wing rises out of the swamp.
Well, thanks for keeping me honest there on Yoda quotes.
Keeping Yoda honest.
Keep exactly. Yoda was had a, he was trying to pull the wool over our eyes there.